Whilst building a dungeon in the previous episode, the land between it and the Viking Village set was created to place the dungeon itself. In this episode, I wanted to begin work on filling up some of these vacant plots of land. This includes a farmstead and a tavern build. We will first begin with a house for the farmstead. I used some of the techniques from the blacksmith within the Viking Village set for this build, but upsized its dimensions. Here you can see the underside of the wall planks, which uses bracket pieces. These two units are for the two ends of the building, one being the kitchen and dining area, the other a sleeping area. If you want to recreate something similar, I recommend looking at the blacksmith section of the Viking Village instructions. The techniques are the same, but some changes and additions to parts used are needed for the upsize. I added a little shed to store firewood instead of planks on one of the wall segments. The middle section linking the two ends of the building houses the chimney and an entrance door on the opposing side. Historically, Viking-era buildings had timber supports buttressing the columns of the building. I wanted to represent that detail here since it makes the build a bit more interesting to look at. Roofing technique is similar to the blacksmith as well, but upsized and more detailed. I decided on a pig farm since pigs are my most numerous farm animal type. I also have cows, but this being a small mountainous island, having a cattle farm is probably not feasible. A gate was added to the side of the pig pen, allowing access to the river behind the pen, with more fencing placed to keep in the pigs. After that, I added pathing to connect up the dungeon and the farm to the rest of the village. I also created a little wheat field on the other side of the farm. Wheat fields are usually planted in the fall, so during winter there will still be small sproutlings rather than tall stems. The field is fenced off with a simple fence build so it won't look overpowering against the small wheat sprouts. The second build is a tavern, but before putting together the build, I wanted to prepare the land by laying a path. This build was done using techniques from the longhouse within the Viking Village set, similar to the workshop at the shipyard from episode 2. But the key difference here is the shape of the building, which is not a normal rectangular building that I usually do. With the extension of the entrance at the front, I had to create cross-gable roofing, which is something I've never done before. I wanted this building to look much more ornate when compared to the workshop build, so I added a serpent print tiles, gold windows, trims and ornaments at the top corners where the rakes of the roof would sit. The central hearth acts as supports for the roof as well as a rotisserie. Cooking experts might argue that the turkey would be undercooked when hung up vertically, but I think Vikings are tough enough to handle half-cooked food. I added the colors of this faction, which is blue and white, to the entrance. This banner can also be found inside the longhouse in the set, as shown in the Viking army video, and as a flag atop the mast of the ship. The entrance door also features more gold trimmings. Here I built the roof in 3 parts, which are detachable for interior access. Building it separately made it easier to minimize gaps in the corners of the roof. A central tower atop the roof sits on top of the columns around the central hearth below and acts as ventilation for smoke coming from the hearth. At the Serpentine Tavern, the horned men celebrate their victory, drinking and feasting after capturing Prince Helenar and his hoard of treasure. Music fills the air as Chief Oswald buys the rounds for his men. Outside the tavern, under the flickering light of the torches, a few gather. Music drifts out from the tavern, but the talk outside is of business. Rodmar turns towards the chieftain. The Sundareem have always claimed every prisoner we take. Why are they letting us keep the half-elf, Chief? He is a prince, Rodmar. The Sundareem know what that means. They're thinking we can get a high ransom for him. Perhaps they're rewarding us for the elves we've delivered to them, Chief Oswald speculated. So, what's the ransom to be then? 20 chests of gold, and you, Rodmar, will deliver the ransom demand. You failed the first time with the ship, and now Sigmund had to do your work. This is your chance to make things right. Don't let them think they can haggle. The price is set. And there's another thing. You'll also deliver a ransom demand for the old elf advising the prince. 5 chests for him, I say. Sigmund raises an eyebrow, glancing at his father. Are you certain of this? The Sundareem wanted the elves, and now we ask them for more? What if this angers them? Oswald meets Sigmund's eyes with a sharp gaze. We've got 2 more elves, boy. If he was the only one, I'd not ask for more. But Yomar heard the prince call him a praetor. A praetor, Sigmund. That's 1 step from the Elven High Council. We'll get 5 chests at least. This is a dangerous gamble, father. Even if the Sundareem somehow agree to this, the mainlanders may refuse. If they decide to attack us instead, with the Crown Army and the Elven Army, we'd be in a tight spot. That is exactly how I will convince the Sundareem to let us ransom the old elf. If there is a chance the elves will attack us, they'll see it as an opportunity for revenge. There's never been a reason for the elves to come here. The Sundareem are strong, no doubt, but the elves, they defeated their ancestors. I've heard the seer speak of it. If the mainlanders don't pay, it could be the end of us. The Sundareem are stronger now. You weren't alive when the Lion Kingdom tried to take this island. Their ships are rotting at the bottom of the sea, thanks to the Sundareem and us. Together we've held this land. We've already struck fear in their hearts. The mainlanders will pay the ransom, Sigmund. Now drink and prepare for the gold to flow. As the chief and Rodmar leave, Sigvid steps forward from the shadows, his voice dripping with sarcasm. Ah, the great Sigmund. Another glorious victory for my brother, eh? Sigmund smirks. We all have our duties, Sigvid. I do the raiding, and you do the slaying. The Sundareem favors you in the pit. No one else can make a spectacle of it like you. Sigvid grins, his eyes gleaming with dark pleasure. Aye, I do enjoy it. Maybe a little too much. I overheard Father's talk of his plans for the half-elf. I would have liked to cross blades with a prince. This time's different. Father's taking great risks. It is not like him. Aye, the old man's getting greedy. I'd like to give a big shout out to our channel members supporting the creation of Scarillis, with a special thank you to Fennec and Brendan Bundyboy Davies, our 2 captains of the guards. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.